Hello, BookShark BootCamp. It's your community manager, Jana, and today is Monday, our live Q&A for session 3. Hope you had a fabulous weekend. I hope you are having fun. You are finishing up your summer, whether you are midway through your summer, just starting your summer, or what summer. However you choose to homeschool, BookShark is here to support you, and we're supporting you with this boot camp. So hopefully you had a chance to watch session 3. We talked about organizing your homeschool area, specifically about labeling your books. There were some questions about labeling, and so we want to get those answered for you. I'm also going to answer a few questions about what to expect this week in session 4. So I'm super excited. I always like session 4, partly because we're halfway through our intense 8 weeks of boot camp, but also because it really does help it feel that much more real when you start actually planning what your homeschool year is going to look like. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Our first question about labeling was if we are going to BookShark is going to stay consistent with its colors that I laid out in session 3 about the levels. The answer is yes. We will continue to stay consistent with the colors that we have chosen for our levels A all the way through high school. The follow-up question was, would we ever consider having those labels pre-made for you guys? The answer as of right now is no. The best I can do is give you the color hex that is the color that most closely represents the colors that we use, and then also those other pieces, that other file that helped you print out if you had a color copier, exactly the colors that you could use on your address labels, if that's what you wanted to use to label your books. The other question was, there was some hesitation about labeling books because you felt like maybe it might destroy the binding. And if you did want to take those off later on, whether you were going to sell your books or it was just no longer applicable to have labels from the levels that those came from. And I did state that there are some removable labels that you can purchase on Amazon, any place you buy office supplies. There's definitely labels that were created that you can peel off without damaging your books or the titles. Another bootcamp member had mentioned washi tape, and it's like I heard about that a long time ago, and it was a huge thing. Everybody was getting it, and I haven't heard about it as much, but apparently it is still out there. That is very removable. So if you love the idea of labeling your books, but you don't love the idea of putting stickers on the spines of books, washi tape is a very good option for you. It comes in, I think, almost every color, lots of different patterns, so that can get really fun. The labeling is really just a suggestion to help you organize your area, to help you stay on top of the amount of books that you have from BookShark for an entire 36 weeks in each level and each subject. It is by no means something that you absolutely have to do. It's just something that has worked in the past, and so we're passing it on to you. If you're like, I will never label my books, don't ever label your books. We don't want you to feel like it's a mandatory or a must. It's just a way to help you stay organized throughout the year by knowing what titles are used when, because unlike traditional schools, when you have a textbook and that is a textbook that you use for that subject for the entire year, our methodology is different. And while we may have a spine for a subject, like the main text, it's not the only book that we use. So many books come in each level for each subject. And so this is a way that we thought would be really helpful. It's helped families in the past. And I didn't get a chance to show our YouTube watchers what it looked like. And I was able to put in the post and post pictures after the fact, but I know that I can't post pictures in YouTube. So I'm going to go ahead and just give you guys an example of what some of the past BookShark users have used and what it looks like to label their book. So let me bring on this first one. So if you can see here, she did use the color coding. Looks like level D is on the bottom, and then it might be level G up on the top. So if you can zoom in and look really close, that you'll see a color, a label, and then you will see a letter for the subject and a number for the week. So that is one. me show you guys another one here. This one, she'd absolutely, I know right away, this is level A. I can tell from the color on the label. And then you've got your children's encyclopedia, which is a spine. You've got your poetry book over here on the right, Treasury for Children. So while it doesn't look like she put, oh, and she looks like she put her level and then the week that it was going to be used, not on the spine, but on the front of the cover. So that's a different way, another way that you can do it. Let me show you one more. Here's one where it looks like used the letter. This is also should be level G, I believe. It's either level G or a level H. I'm trying to remember. But it looks like she went ahead and labeled it with the subject, the week, one's a read aloud, there's an independent reader. So I just wanted to give you guys an idea. If you weren't able to see the post on our private Facebook group, if you're just watching on YouTube, I wanted you to be able to see exactly what people are turning in and doing for their for how they're choosing to label their book. So just great examples. Think that is all the questions we had for session 3. I do want to let you know that by the end of day today, Monday, I will have a calendar ready for you to print out. If you're choosing to print it out, might be a good idea just even to print out a couple pages so you can work along with us for session 4, talking about what your homeschool year is going to look like. We are going to cover vacations, sick time, flex days. We'll cover how many days a typical state requires you to homeschool. And again, every state is different. So maybe before you come to session 4 or after you watch session 4 when it happens, you would behoove you to check out your state and make sure that you know the law of what days, academic days you're supposed to have for your child. The calendar will help you stay organized throughout the year. So get that printed off. I'll get it up by the end of the day. And for those of you who are watching YouTube, always, if there's something that I say that you can't get a hold of because I can't put it in the show notes or the comments, always reach out to our customer service and they will make sure that they get it sent to you, because we know that our customers are important and we don't want to discriminate whether or not you choose to be on Facebook, which is why we're running it on YouTube. But we want to make sure you get what we put out there for you as well. So if you're having issues as a YouTube watcher getting what you need, you can always think about joining us over on Facebook, our private group, BookShark BootCamp 2026. All right, you guys, I'll be back on Wednesday to talk about and go through the calendar and what it could look like to set up and organize your year of BookShark. So I'm really excited. I will see you guys then. Have a great Monday. Bye-bye.